The OpREASSURANCE Land Task Force is the Government of Canada's contribution to the NATO assurance measures in Eastern Europe. What that means is that we're deployed to Poland with a mandate to train with our NATO partners in Eastern Europe to conduct exercises to assure them against any possible acts of aggression that may occur. The Logistics Support Group is comprised of 60 people, which represents about one person, 1 in 4 on the task force, and we have 15 different trades in the group. So these trades range from everything from our maintenance capacities to repair our vehicles, our drivers to operate all of our equipment, supply technicians that do all our inventory control and warehousing, we have traffic technicians to do our international shipping, and then we have military police to provide police services to the deployed forces, as well as a medical element to provide medical care for our soldiers. And then we also have cooks that provide meals and meal supplements to feed the force in Poland.
Logistics support group tasks are varied. They go from supporting people here on the camp to while they're deployed on exercise to getting equipment and support from Canada brought here to Poland.
The most significant challenges that we face operating in a deployed setting is the distance. The distance from Canada to where we operate in Europe, as well as the distance from our location in Poland to the various places where we train, going as far up as Estonia and as far south as Romania. And that challenge forces us to adapt to a much longer planning cycle, where we need to identify our requirements about approximately a month and a half before we need them, to ensure that there's enough time for us to procure locally or to order the equipment in Canada and have that equipment shipped by sea or by air, depending on priority and availability of resources. Right now we're driving back from the operational support hub in Cologne, Germany. So we're returning to Poland after visiting the site and interacting with the team there.
The Operational Support Hub provides both close and general support to those operations that are deployed primarily in Europe, but we are also the European-based Canadian Forces footprint for operations going into other parts of the world. But primarily our job is to support the task force based in Poland, the task force based in Ukraine, and whichever of Her Majesty's Canadian ships is deployed. For the land task force in Poland, once equipment comes in here, either by aircraft or by sea container, the cargo is either freight forwarded using the land task force's own trucks, or usually we use a certified freight forwarder. The ripple that we have to introduce is making sure that we have the correct German military permits for moving articles of war, be it weapons, ammunition, fighting vehicles, through their territory into Poland, and sometimes for onward movements to other countries beyond Poland.
So as I mentioned before, when we're not able to get items from locally here in Europe, we bring them in from Canada. So when we bring them from Canada, that's typically through airlift or sea lift. Sea lift taking approximately 30 to 45 days, and airlift varies according to the operational tempo and the availability of Canadian air assets. So what do we bring in? All of our vehicles, equipment, spare parts for our vehicles to repair them, as well as our ammo, our Canadian rations, and any type of sensitive or dangerous cargo and communications equipment.
Setting up a camp on exercise is a large task. It involves several different things. It includes the actual tentage for the camp, so we have to calculate how many people are going to be in the camp and the number of tents required, which then leads to an electrical distribution plan, a heating plan, and then any other safety precautions required, such as distances between tents and fire safety equipment. Setting up a camp adequately is very important because it ensures the comfort and well-being of soldiers while they're deployed. I'm very proud of all the work accomplished by the Logistics Support Group. We have enabled the deployment of several exercises simultaneously throughout different areas of operation, and we've stretched ourselves over hundreds of kilometers, something that we would never do in Canada.